After taking some time to reflect in Montenegro, we passed the border to Albania. And I have to admit, I deeply underestimated this country. Not only did it gift us with mysterious cities and breathtaking landscapes, but it also forced us into adventures with new friends. Albania left me both disturbed, so we just try to give them enough food and hope that they have enough for when the next people come, and flabbergasted at the same time. It was a feeling that I can't really put into words, so I can just hope that through this film I might be able to recreate a fraction of my experience for yourself. Okay, right now we are in Shkodër, first Albanian city on the northern border. Thomas is getting us money and I'm parking on the side of the street. The streets are very wild here. As you can see, I just parked in the middle of the road like everybody does here. It doesn't seem to bother people because they are used to it. So yeah, just adapt to the environment. Wherever you are in Albania, the scars of its past are definitely apparent. For a long time, it was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, therefore isolated from progress influenced by the Renaissance of Western Europe. It became independent in 1912, but after World War II, the country fell into the communist dictatorship of Enver Hoxha and was isolated from the rest of the world until 1989. This place gives me very weird vibes. It seems more like a lost place than one of the biggest tourist attractions in Albania. It is impossible to properly travel this country without getting confronted by the poverty that was brought upon it by its difficult past. One moment you could be standing next to a beautiful church or mosque, only to go to the next house and see that it's completely caved in. Another thing that shocked me was how many stray dogs Albania has. Stray dogs are a problem in the Balkan countries in general, but Albania seemed to be on another level. We met at least 1 or 2 dogs at every camp spot, and even if some of them were very shy, we made it our mission to feed every single one of them. So we just entered the castle to visit the museum. There's like tank and army stuff here. It's like a weapon museum. Thomas is telling me that there's a tank. And yes, there's a tank. Thomas, ich glaube nicht, dass du da rein solltest.
Warum nicht? Hier steht nirgendwo ein Schild, ich darf nicht rein. Kraftwagenfahrer.
Kraftwagenfahrer.
That's definitely crossing the line for cultural disrespect. This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Wer von uns war jetzt in einem Panzer?
During our first week in Albania, we met Sarah and Pokart, a couple from Berlin that had actually been traveling in their car for a few months already. Funnily enough, we met them at our first camp spot when they ran out of gas and asked us if we could finish cooking their potatoes. One thing led to another and we started talking together, and before we noticed it, we had spent the better part of a week with them. Unfortunately though, and I really regret this in hindsight, I didn't really capture any of that on camera. I guess I just have to keep that for myself, in my memory. Yeah, this morning our neighbors left us. Unfortunately, we spent almost an entire week with them, which is insane. One evening we even made a fire. We basically spent 3 evenings with each other and we talked a lot. Yeah, it was fun to have neighbors. Now we have a new neighbor though, which we met in Berat. She also has a YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it below. She has a very good van build series on her YouTube channel, and the design for my table, for example, is actually inspired from one of her videos, so make sure to check that out. Okay, major update. A local just came by and told us that this is actually part of the riverbed that gets flooded if the river floods. We don't know if it is gonna flood, but yeah, since we don't want to take the risk, we are just gonna move the van now. Yeah, Lenia already ran up. She almost got stuck. So I'm just gonna throw the snow chains on immediately to avoid any risk of getting stuck. Ja, ich hab's gesehen, deswegen.
Ich glaube, wenn ihr sie habt, dann ist ihr einfach mal. Macht ihr wahrscheinlich ein bisschen durch und dann ist das alles gut.
After discussing what we should do next with Lenia, we decided to drive to a safe parking lot where we could stay overnight. Conveniently, the next morning we woke up right next to our next destination, Summit Canyon. We lost the drone. Okay, aber es ist auf jeden Fall runter. Yes! Wie sieht sie aus? Oh Mann, ein Tag einfach nur relaxen. Und sie sieht richtig gut aus, what the fuck?
Die ist einfach nur in Gebüsch. Die ist wirklich einfach im Busch gelandet.
Ja, geil, super. Going on a hike. There aren't really a lot of hiking trails in Albania, but Lenia suggested to hike along the edge of the canyon. It sounds a lot scarier than it was, but trust me, it really was worth it. I got my foot! Well, that was kind of a stupid idea. Anyways, forget about that. While at the canyon, we actually met another stray dog with an injured leg. Lenya decided to take him to the vet and maybe even rescue him from the street. We helped her wash the dog and said goodbye before continuing our drive south. We just drove back from the canyon and we wanted to check if there's actually water at the place from yesterday. There is not, but we actually met the dogs again and they are so freaking hungry. I don't have any dog food anymore, so I'm just gonna give them the old bread, old dry bread that we still had in the van, and I really hope that it is enough for them for the next few days. They are so shy. Hey! Oh, you get a real big piece there. Aww. Oh man, he's just a puppy. The thing is, I don't even know how old he is. Like, even if I were to adopt the puppy, you can't really separate him from his mom. It wouldn't make any sense to adopt them. So we just try to give them enough food and hope that they have enough for when the next people come. Yeah, let's go. We are at the thermal bath right now. We arrived today. We already checked out the location and it's pretty amazing, but since we arrived pretty late today, we haven't tried out the thermal bath yet. Thomas is actually going for a night swim right now, but I'm gonna try it out tomorrow in the early morning at sunrise. I'm actually making myself ramen noodles right now. We ran out of gas yesterday, and fortunately we have a backup solution in form of this little gas cooker, so we can basically cook one pot meals. But yeah, we will have to refill it tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. I wanted to get up earlier for sunrise. The problem is it got so cold during the night, like -8 degrees. Even now in the morning, like right now it's about -1 or 0, and at sunrise it was about -6. So I did not want to get up. But now it's 8 o'clock and I want to get the chance to go for a swim in the thermal bath before the tourists come. So we are doing that right now. Oh my god, it's so cold. Woo! Albania was definitely an experience like no other. At face value, I was shocked by the bad characteristics of this country, like the poverty and the pollution. But when you explore beyond that, you get to see so much more than that. It's a country with landscapes straight out of a fairy tale and rich in cultural heritage. Sure, the roads were bad, but they took us to the most wonderful places. We just arrived at the Blue Eye. Oh wow, I'm shocked. And there might not be any trails, but going off the beaten track is more fun anyways. And I can assure you that you make a lot more discoveries that you wouldn't have done otherwise. I really hope that you liked this week's video. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but honestly, so was my experience of Albania. It just might be the perfect representation of what I experienced. And with that, I will see you in the next one.